what's not. And another thing that I think is going on is that bad news travels faster than good news. So it goes back to if you ever think about an airline experience with that. And if your plane gets there on time and they don't lose your bag and they don't spill anything on you, yeah, you can say, well, Delta did all right. But if you're not going to go tell anyone about it, that will be the end of it. But if in fact, the plane, doesn't get there on time, you keep you stranded on a runway for 6 hours, and they don't give you any water, and then they don't apologize, you're enraged, and you're going to be online screaming at that airline. And conversely, for you to talk about a positive thing, they have to do something extraordinary. They have to, rent a jet plane to take you to, so you're not getting a totally objective point of view, which is why I do think that it's not just simply a question of spending 5 minutes online scanning to see what are the conversations and you know it. But if you follow industries, over time, I think you could develop a sixth sense. There are some tools that can help you a little bit, but nothing beats the learning you get by just observing. And like anything else, I think the reason companies still go to good moderators for focus group research or good moderators for qualitative is because a great moderator can sort of listen to what's being said and help you understand what do they mean. And I think the same dynamics are happening online. You just can't take verbatim, well, there are 14 people commenting on "You'll never buy Dove soap again," and as such, let's drop Dove soap. And I also think as time goes on, that's going to evolve. As more and more people get online and more people socialize online, you'll be able to see that. However, the dynamic that people are very open online and will share things online that they might not actually share if you ask them a direct question. When they're talking to their friends in a social networking situation, it's sort of like eavesdropping at a party where they're telling each other, I wouldn't use Verizon because yada, 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 yada. That's more realistic than if you go to a focus group and ask them, if you were thinking of a cell phone carrier, what criteria you might have. So the trick is to, where to listen and who to listen to. So it's a great question. Back to your question in the back, sure. I don't have a magic answer because, a big part of it is, just putting in 3 words and saying, I'm going to search for BMW 325 and trying to understand the issues. You can get some of it, but it's a skill that there's no school that's going to teach you how to do that. Yes, people know how to use search better than others, but ultimately it is a question of reading through between the lines and drilling down. All right, so first point is the most important thing you can do online is to separate, in any branding situation, separate first, what do you stand for, and making sure that's relevant and different. And a good way to do that is to start by listening. Assuming you're a decent listener, then you need to look at your basic product offering. Before you worry about your marketing communication and your other branding signals, you've got to look at your basic offer and say, is my offer right? Is it different in a way people care about? And if it's not, there's no easy fix. But even if it is, in today's marketplace, a lot of marketers are looking at their basic offer and say, yes, different is important, but how do I make sure it's relevant to as many people as possible? Because if it's relevant to people,